Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and here on my channel we are all about real makeup for real life and real people. Today's video is a first impression, which I have not done for a long time, and it is on the brand new Alter Ego Luster Charm Palette. This packaging. This is supposed to be a dupe for the McGrath Mothership 7 Divine Rose palette. That was a palette that I actually really wanted very much. So you do get 10 shades in this palette. It is called the Luster Charm Palette, even though it just says Luster on the front. On the back, it does say Luster Charm. This palette is $22 from the Alter Ego website. I have purchased and reviewed palettes from them before. I am overall very impressed with what they have to offer in terms of dupe palettes on their website. I've tried multiple of their Natasha Denona dupe palettes and I think they're really good. So I was very keen to try this one as soon as I saw that it was coming out, and this, to my knowledge, is their very first Pat McGrath dupe. I do love the colors in here. If you can tell by my shirt, I think I'm going to use this shade today. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into it. Before we do, if you are new here and you have not yet subscribed, I hope you'll consider doing that today before you leave. It really helps me out here on YouTube, as well as it will help you find the rest of my videos more easily on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday when I upload. Oh man, there's so many shades that I want to try in here. Let me know if you guys want to see more looks with this palette. I don't know what the interest level is going to be on YouTube. I've only seen Jen Phelps and a couple of other YouTubers talk about this palette or review this palette. And I do want to say that if you do decide to buy this palette, Jen does have a discount code, Jen Phelps, that can get you some money off on this palette. So I will have that discount code for Alter Ego down below. I feel like I want to go kind of bronzy, but I do want to start out with a transition. And I think for me, the transition will be this shade, which is Mystic. It's a nice, soft, dusty rose shade. Very little kick up in the pan, which is very nice. Kick up isn't necessarily a deal breaker for me, but it does make things a little bit messier. I'm just fluffing this all over in the transition area. It's blending very nicely as a first shade here. To the touch, the matte shadows are very smooth. They swatch really nicely. And insofar as I can tell, there are only two mattes in this palette. This shade right here, which is Mystic, and this beautiful warm brown down here called Rare. And we are going to go into Rare next. So we are next going into this matte brown called Rare. Again, very little kick up in the pan. Nice, beautiful pigmentation on the brush. I'm gonna put this on the outer part of my lid to start. And then once I have the bulk of the pigment off of the brush, I'm going to flip my brush over and just pull this into the crease just a little bit toward the end of my brow. And that's gonna give a lift to the eye. Again, this is blending beautifully. I should say my only personal experience with Pat McGrath is the Mothership Mega that she put out at Holiday 2020 that has like a billion shades in it. And I get the feeling that that's not her regular formula that's in her $129 eyeshadow palettes, but I was very interested in the colors as much as anything. Going back with just a tiny bit of that first dusty rose shade just to make sure everything is nicely blended. But these mattes are awesome. I kind of wish they had like one or two more mattes in the palette. I don't know if I'm going to do anything on the lower lash line. I'm going to wait on that. I do want to go into this brown bronzy shade called Infinite because I am a sucker for that type of brown. And I'm just going to take the same sort of pinched fluffy brush on the other side that we used for the deep brown on the outer corner, and I'm mostly going to keep this on the outer half of my lid. I just am a sucker for a deep brown. Can you even believe how pretty that is? Wow. That is beautiful. That would be a great one shadow look. Now there is a bit more kick up in the pan on this metallic shade here. For the next shade, I want to go into this shade right here called Radiance. It is a duochrome. I don't know. Oh, there you go. So here you can see that it's pink, and then when I move it back, you can see that it's orange, and I just want to give it a try. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Very pretty. And if you're new to my channel, I tend to like to use more of a pinched fluffy brush for shimmers, especially, you know, a little bit thicker shimmers, because I find that I get a lot less texture on the eyelids than if I would pack it on with a flat brush. So if you're new, that's what's going on. These shimmers are very smooth. This shade has very minimal kick up in the pan, but it is very pretty. These shimmers do not seem to be emphasizing texture, which is always a plus. Some formulas I find just emphasize texture no matter what you do. I think I'm going to skip punching it up because I do want to put one more shade on the lid before we do the inner corner, and that is this special shade right here, which is called Sacred. And this is supposed to be like a special glittery shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this, wowzer, with my finger. It is so shiny. I don't know if I should use a glitter glue, but we are going to find out. Okay, this is like pretty much covering up most of the orange, so I'm gonna keep it in the center here, and then we can always go back and reinforce that duochrome. I didn't think it would go on quite as opaque as it is, so, but I'm also trying to use kind of like as many shades as I can. So I'm going back into the orange called Radiant and just kind of punch that up a little bit. All right, inner corner. We have a couple of options here. There are these two shades. This again is a duochrome, and this is a beautiful like champagne-y color. So it is Crystal and Spectral. I'm gonna swatch them and just see what we think. Ooh, Spectral is like very smooth. So there are the shades. So you can see the duochrome on top and the silver, or the champagne on the lower part. I wish I could hear what you guys were saying to me right now. Maybe we'll use both. I'll put a little bit of the champagne on first and then see if we can put the duochrome a little bit on the top, see how we do. So I'm going into the innermost cavern here, and I'm going to kind of pull this up to highlight the crease as well. I find that that gives a nice lift to my eye shape. That went on like a dream. Holy moly. That's like the perfect inner corner shade. Now I've got a dense domed brush here. I'm going to pick up some of this duochrome shade. This is definitely more like a topper kind of formula. Very thin. When I'm just putting that on the very inner corner, I'm not going to pull it up like I did the champagne. There we go. All right, I am going to pop off of here, use some brown eyeliner and some mascara, a lip, do something with the hair, the whole 9 yards. So I will be right back, and then we'll talk about my final first impressions on this palette. All right, we are back. I'm not sure about this lip. It's new. We'll get to that in a second, but I just wanted to try it. The hair, Wow. It's still drying, so she's in a process. So I finished off the eyes with a brown liner in the tight line and a nude liner in the waterline, and used my e.l.f. Lash It Loud mascara. This is quickly becoming a favorite. I just love how defined and lengthened my lashes look. And then for lips, Milani Understatement Lip Liner in the shade Nude Entrance. You guys know how much I love this. In fact, I received my replacement for it this weekend because there's not much left. And then the new lip that I'm trying is from the L'Oreal Color Riche Nude Intense line. It's new. I'm going to put the name on the screen. I think it's New Irreverent, number 176. It's a really pretty color. It does have a little bit of a sheen running through it, which I don't know if I'm sure about, but it's kind of like a rosy coral. I just thought it would be unique to my collection, something different, and here we are. So, things I can tell you after only using this product one time, one look, not all of the shades in this palette, is number one, I do have a tiny bit of glitter fallout on my face. So if you're going to use this special shade, if you purchase the palette, definitely recommend a glitter glue or try wetting it. Other things I can say, metallics are really smooth. Matte shadows, there are only two, but they perform really beautifully and blend really easily. Overall, I think this palette's pretty user/beginner friendly. Of course, I have no idea if this in any way compares to the actual Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette. If you have it, let us know down below what you think. I'm definitely excited to use this palette some more. Just let me know down in the comments below if you want to see 3 looks or if I should just do that on my own time. I have no problem either way. I just think it's going to be a fun palette to play with, especially for spring. There's definitely some different textures in here to be aware of. Mostly, you know, you have your 2 mattes, you have metallics here, here, and here. And then this is a duochrome, but it's that metallic formula. This is a duochrome, but it's a little bit more of a sheer formula than the orange. So more of a topper, which can you imagine what that topper would look like over this orange? Definitely going to have to do a look like that. But overall, I have enjoyed this palette so far. I really like the packaging. It's got that soft matte feel to it that I really enjoy. I think Alter Ego overall is very quality. They try to give you that luxury feel, but still at an affordable price. This is, I believe, the most expensive palette that I have purchased from them. Their Natasha Denona dupes, I think, run $16 or $18. And, you know, I think they're worth every penny. When it comes to dupe palettes, so many times we give up the quality option when we get something like this from other brands. And with Alter Ego, I just don't think that that's the case. I think they give you something that feels luxury, even though it's not a luxury price, or even though it might not be the exact same as the product that it's duping. It's just really nice. I really enjoyed trying out this palette with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video too. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up for me. It really helps me out here on the platform. Helps us to all make more friends down in the comments. And I want to thank you for spending part of your precious time here with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video real soon.